You know, it feels like every other spring practice, and that we're competing every single down. We go 15 that are full contact, get after it. And I mean, it's nice to call the plays, it's nice to make decisions, but the bottom line is we're competing, playing football every day, and it's the same as always. They're doing a great job. You know, the biggest benefit is we have great people, but having an extra coach on defense and having two guys working in the secondary, I think, is really helping us, where we can break up safeties and corners and really get individual attention, or put one of them with that star linebacker who plays out of the box. We've been able to get a lot more individual attention at the back end.
So we're kind of splitting up safeties and corners with Paul and
Coach Tressel. Yeah. Coach Haynes is sort of heading up the defensive backfield, but Coach Tread is with the corners.
Coach mentioned Byron Bola a couple times this spring. How have you seen him grow a little bit since last fall?
He's doing a great job of getting off of blocks. He was always smart enough to recognize formations and read his keys, but once he engaged those 300-pound linemen, he didn't do a great job of getting off blocks using his hands. He's doing a great job of disengaging and finishing plays. Our last scrimmage, he probably had double-digit tackles, and that's because of his ability to get off blocks.
What about Grayson Miller? What have you seen from him this spring, now in a more permanent linebacker role?
He told me he would much rather bang his head against a 300-pound man than have to run with a 4-4 guy in the vertical. So he's all in and doing a good job.
As far as replacing Chris, you know, we've kind of talked about this a little bit, but how do you evaluate those?
It's a big-time competition between Tyreek Thompson and Brandon Randall, and they both bring different qualities to the table. Brandon's a little more of a slippery, blitz, bend-the-edge guy. Tyreek's a little bit more of a thumper with more experience and probably a little bit more football knowledge at the linebacker position right now. But those two are the ones competing at that spot as of now. There's obviously other options. Noah Harvey, who's a redshirt freshman, has got a bunch of reps, and he's done a good job. That's an explosive kid. But obviously that's the one spot at linebacker that you look at that, you know, we need to replace Chris.
Has Byron been working pretty much at Mike? Or?
Pretty much at Mike. We know that he could potentially play a little bit of money, but he's been playing mostly.
Coach mentioned consistency with Brandon Randall. You know, I asked him how he's been doing there. He wanted to send a message that he had to stay consistent and keep moving in that direction.
Yeah, you know, it's attention to detail every single time and full out effort every single time. And just understanding that the further you move back in the defense, the more critical a minor mistake can be. You know, if you're a corner and you make a minor technique mistake, that's going to be 6 points often. You know, if you're a linebacker and you have to cover the wheel route, that's going to be 6 points. Defensive end, yeah, your mistakes are critical, but the further back you get, those things result in points more often. And so it's got to be every single time.
Is it a good competition because Tyreek is different? He's a cerebral player. You know, he's an ability where you've got to, you've got to do some of the things that he does.
You know, and it could be a very good combo. I mean, it could be sort of like your big tailback and your scat back. You know, I mean, those two guys bring different traits, but they're both very good players.
Having done Tressel, what kind of perspective does that give you that maybe you guys wouldn't get from the guy that was defensive coach all the time?
Yeah, it's really interesting having an offensive guy in the meeting. We'll be watching film, and he'll all of a sudden say, well, here's what they're really trying to do. Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. And, you know, I've coached a little bit of offense earlier in my career, so I felt like I brought that. Well, it's nothing like having a guy who's been an offensive coordinator and a head coach at this level. So it's nice to have that in the room.
What are some of them?